Today we're going to do a vocal warm-up together. It's going to take about 10 minutes. It won't require any accompanying instruments, so no piano, no guitar, just the voice. A lot of these sounds will be familiar to you. I went on a course in 2018 with Kim Chandler and Dane Chalfin, and this really solidified this warm-up for me, and I've been using it ever since. I think it's great. It's a very mechanical warm-up, so we're literally just warming up all of the bits and pieces that we are going to use in our singing practice. This is not a place for scales and arpeggios. They come later. Please be gentle with your voices. This is designed to be a really gentle warm-up where there is no strain and tension in the throat area, and all of the work should be happening down here. But please do take care and don't push yourself too far. So the first thing that I like to do is just have a little stretch. This will just be a short stretch. There is a bigger set of stretches that Dane Chalfin has come up with called the stretch and release exercises. You can search out Dane and find that from him. They're really great if you have a little bit more time and you really feel like you want to release some of the tension that you might be feeling in the muscles that we use for singing. I'm just going to stretch my shoulders. So I'm taking them really as far as I can comfortably, getting a really good stretch. I'm going to take a nice deep breath in and out. I want to make sure that when I take those breaths in and out, my shoulders aren't moving. The movement's happening from down here. There's no tension anywhere around my shoulders or neck. This warm-up is in 3 stages. They're building incrementally in terms of intensity. So we're going to start with a nice, quiet, gentle sound, not very resonant. So it's either going to be a lip bubble sound, or a tongue trill sound, or anything that doesn't have a lot of resonance to it. We're going to do this for 3.5 minutes. Now I know 3.5 minutes is quite a long time to make a funny noise, especially on your own. So hopefully having somebody to guide you through it is helpful. I'm going to pop a timer up. And here we go. So there we go with our first stage of this nice gentle warm-up. You can see there I am standing. You can sit as long as you're sitting up nice and straight and you're nice and relaxed. I have a little bit of movement so that I know that I'm active in my posture. I'm not really stiff, but I'm definitely in a nice upright position with everything working well. In all of the 3 stages of the warm-up, what I'm trying to make sure is that I have a nice consistency of breath. So I'm really feeling this kind of squeeze from down here, making sure that everything is nice and supported. The next stage of our warm-up is going to take us a little bit louder, maybe a little bit wider in our range. It's still nice and gentle and open here and still really well supported here. We're going to take it to a more resonant sound this time. So a hum, an N and a G, those kinds of sounds. And again, we're just kind of meandering around, but this time a little bit higher, as I say, a little bit lower, a little bit louder. So here we go. You may have heard these sounds be referred to as sirens. So you can hear, it's kind of like a siren. We'll call that a closed siren that we've just done. So the final stage of this warm-up is going to include an open siren. Moving into the third part of our warm-up, this one is higher intensity. It's going to be louder, it's going to be higher and lower. really hitting the extent of your range. So we're going to make it shorter. We don't want to start running before we can walk, so easing it up. And then after this warm-up, you're ready to go into the more demanding technical things that you're going to be working on in your practice. So, as I say, we're going to work into our open siren this time. We're also going to do a little bit of kind of, I call it vocal revving, going from our low up to our high on a nice kind of open, almost a kind of belt, if you want to think of it in that way. It's important to note that when I'm talking about the extremes of your range, the highs and the lows, these do change depending on the day, how you're feeling, the time of the day. So never push it past where you're comfortable on that particular day. Don't think, oh well, I can usually sing higher than that, so I'll keep pushing it. If that's not happening today, don't worry. We'll just warm up to where you are today. So this final section, we're going to have a few nice open sirens, starting on an oo and heading up to an e sound and back down. Again, I want to try and make this as smooth as possible, so through each register and over the changes in the register without any obvious break in the sound. And then we'll move on to the vocal revs, which again are going to be very loud and well supported, but we're still staying really nice and open here. So this time I've got a minute and a half on the clock. Ooh. So you can see there, we're a lot louder. We need a lot more support to keep those sounds really nice and strong. We're keeping it, as I say, a lot shorter for that one. And that's our warm-up. We're then ready to go into our practice proper with interval training or improvisation training or technical training, repertoire, go and sing a gig, whatever you've got going on, you will be ready to go. Thank you for joining me to warm up your voice for the next stage of your practice, and happy singing!